For Agriculture Today, I'm Charles C. Craig. Although most cattle are on summer pastures already, pasture management doesn't stop once the cattle hit the grass. Years back, a rangeland management specialist for the USDA, Dwayne Rice, created a special drought plan with Ted Alexander for cattle producers to follow when the drought is an issue. Although for most producers this year, rain has been abundant. Dwayne shares some of these strategies that can be applied to current pastures and what pasture managers should do differently when drought is not an issue.
Well, the rainfall patterns certainly are the drivers for production, and we know that the spring months give us the most production. That's when the grasses are most actively growing. This year, our January, February, March, and even into April months were pretty dry. Some would even say excessively dry in some parts of the state. And then we got a break in the weather, and we started getting rains. In some counties, in some areas, got some May rains and early June rains that were exceptional. And we're getting a lot of cool season growth that's finishing up just now, but the warm season grasses, because of the cooler spring, were kind of hampered a little bit in their initial growth and are just now coming on and growing very well. With that being said, then, we're looking at growth patterns to be good for the warm season grasses well into July, and hopefully finish out this season a lot stronger than they have the last couple of years.
Dwayne explains how to help decrease the undesirable grasses over the course for the next 6 to 12 months.
The best strategy would be to use some sort of late season rest for our desirable grasses, and then some sort of a prescribed fire with early intensive stocking if you've got a lot of tall drop seed in a pasture. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take several years to move that tall drop seed out of a pasture, but it's one of those things that would increase then the forage quantity produced in that pasture by replacing that tall drop seed with another desirable grass, and then also forage quality, because those desirable grasses, big blue stem, Indian grass, and those grasses are a lot more preferred, palatable to cattle and livestock.
A grazing plan can be key for a good grazing year. Dwayne explains what a grazing plan can do and how to monitor it.
Yeah, a grazing plan is simply a roadmap for evaluating a pasture and then having a goal for that pasture to accomplish by the end of the year. And so that encompasses stocking rate, turn-in dates, and rest periods. Accompany that with prescribed burning, and you come up with a grazing plan. And we manage that throughout the season using trigger dates.
That was rangeland management specialist for the USDA, Dwayne Rice, explaining some procedures to help make your grazing season successful. I'm Charles C. Craig, and this has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.